iMovie for beginners for a Macintosh or Apple computer. In this video, I will provide enough information that will allow you to create movies or videos today, and publish these movies on the internet or on YouTube. Cleanup. I am assuming you kind of played around with iMovie and would like to delete some or all of the stuff you created. I will review all of this in more detail later in this video. But, for right now, let's get everything back to where we can start fresh. As you can see, I have iMovie open. At the top, make sure you are in Media. However, if you have a screen that looks like this, where media is not showing, then on the top left side click Projects. Next click OK. Now media will show. To delete a project, click on Projects at the top. Then on the bottom right corner of the project, click the three little dots, and scroll down to the last command and click Delete. If I select the library called Test, and then at the top under File, I scroll down to the 8 command called Close Library. Then I can close the library. Now the problem is that at least one library must always be open. However, there is a way around this. Select the library, and then right mouse click to open a menu. Then, scroll down to the 5th command called Reveal in Finder. When you click this command, it will open the folder where the library is stored. The Reveal in Finder command is also under File at the top. It is the 17th command, and it works on clips and the libraries. Since the folder where the library is stored is open, now go back and close iMovie. Now move the library that is in the folder to the trash. Now open iMovie. As you can see, everything is back to the beginning when you first opened iMovie. The original clips or media will not be deleted or moved to trash. Every time you import media or clips into iMovie, iMovie makes a copy of the original media and store the copies in the library. iMovie also makes a backup copy of the library, and the backup copy also has a copy of the original media. Therefore, you now have 3 copies of the original media stored someplace on your computer. Thus, if you messed up or made a mistake, the original files are safe. The problem is that now you have 3 copies of the original files, and after a while, this can eat a lot of hard drive space. This is why it is best to get an external hard drive, and move everything to the external hard drive. I am not recommending any external hard drive, this is just the brand I use. Before we get started, I must tell you that your Macintosh or Apple computer comes with a lot of free applications or programs. These free applications provide you with almost everything you need. For example, Apple GarageBand allows people who know nothing about music to create music. What I mean with regards to nothing is that you know 100% nothing. You cannot play a musical instrument, you cannot sing, and you do not know the difference between a melody and rhythm. Me, I know 100% nothing about music. But here is a sample of the music I created using GarageBand. It is about 1 minute long. The camera and microphone on your laptop are better than any cell phone camera. So you can use the camera and the microphone to record all kinds of videos, sounds, and music. You can use Apple's QuickTime Player to record videos. You can use Apple's QuickTime Player to record sound or audio. You can use Apple's QuickTime Player to record the computer screen. And you can use Apple's QuickTime Player to make simple edits to a video. You can use Screenshot to record images and videos from the internet and use it in a movie. You can use Apple Preview to change the size of the image, the color of the image, plus add text and add graphics to the image. You can use Apple Preview to combine PDF files, put a signature on a PDF, plus add text and add graphics to the PDF. After you have the video recorded, all the images, the music, and the voiceover, then you can import all of these things into iMovie and create a movie that you can export to YouTube or place on your website. However, the latest version of iMovie does not come with iDVD. iDVD was a program that took iMovie files and burned them to a DVD. If you are using the latest version of iMovie, you need to download DVD burner software from the Apple Store. I am not going to review these topics in this video, but I will show you how to create movies or videos today, and publish these movies on the internet or on YouTube. If you want to know more, then click on the little white circle at the top. The white circle will show once you move your mouse over the area. Next, when you click the thumbnail, you will be taken to all the other videos I created in your language. As you see on the right are all the other videos. Start. This middle part is called the browser. And the area at the bottom is called the timeline. The area on the right is called the viewer. The viewer will show the clip you selected in the browser, or it will show what is playing on the timeline. To create a video or movie, you must first create a library. Second, create an event, and third, create a project. A library stores all the media files. It holds all the sound, videos, and images. An event allows you to organize all the sound, videos, and image files. For example, on top is the library, and below are the events. One event you can call dog videos, and this is where all the videos related to your dog will be stored. Another event you can call cat sounds. The last event you can call pictures of sunsets. A project allows you to take all of the media files, drag and drop them into the timeline, and create the video or the movie. Importing clips. Now let's create a library and import some media. The first thing we must do is create a new library. At the top, under File, scroll down to Command Open Library and click New. Now, give this library a name and tell it where you want it to be stored. I will call this library Todd1 and store it in the movie folder. Now select the iMovie library and under File, scroll down to the 8th command and click Close. As you can see, I have a library called Todd1, with an event that is labeled with today's date. Now go back to File at the top, and then scroll down to the 4th command called New Event. I will call this event Sound. Then at the top, under File I will scroll down to the 5th command called Import Media. Yes, you can also click on the big button in the middle called Import Media. However, this button is not always available. Next, I will select the event I am not using, and then go back to the top and under File go to the bottom and click Delete Event. As you can see, I have a library called Todd1, with an event that is labeled Sound. Now I will create 2 more events. One I will call Videos, and the other I will call Images. Plus, I imported media into these events. When you select an event, you will see the clips in the event. Project. Remember, a project allows you to take all of the media files, drag and drop them into the timeline, and create the video or the movie. An event is not connected or linked to a project. Thus, you can use an event on many projects. However, you can only work with one project at a time. Now go back to the top and click Project. Project will either be on the top left side or in the middle. Now click Create New, and then click the blue icon called Movie. Now go to the top, and on the left side click Projects. Now give the project a name. Now double-click on the project you just created to open it. To change projects or switch between projects, click Projects at the top and then select one of the projects you already created. To delete a project, go to the bottom right corner of the project, click the 3 little dots, and scroll down to the last command and click Delete. A project is the timeline at the bottom. Browser. This middle part is called the browser. And the area at the bottom is called the timeline. The area on the right is called the viewer. The viewer will show the clip you selected in the browser, or it will show what is playing on the timeline. Now go to the browser window. Now click on the little wheel at the top, in the middle. If you select clip size, then you will be able to make each clip bigger or smaller. The next command is called Zoom, and as you see here, it will expand the clips. You can also go to View at the top and scroll down to the Zoom commands. However, this will only make the timeline bigger or smaller. This Zoom command has no effect on the clips in the browser window. The next command called Show Waveforms, and it will show the sound associated with each clip. The sound associated with each clip is the blue part at the bottom of each clip. You can also go to View at the top and scroll down to the 9th command called Show Waveforms. This command only applies to the clips in the browser, and it has no effect on the clips in the timeline. As you see here, moving the mouse over each clip will provide a preview of the clip in the viewer. If I click the spacebar on my keyboard, the video or sound clip will play. If you want to reduce or increase the sound of a clip, first select the clip. Next, in the command bar over the viewer, click the sound icon. As you see here, on the left side, I can increase or reduce the sound. Plus, if you look at the clip in the browser while you are doing this, then you will see the waveforms increase or reduce at the same time. I am not going to review all the other commands in this command bar, because I do not want to overwhelm you. Timeline. Now, let's drag and drop a few clips into the timeline at the bottom. As you can see, I can stack video clips on top of each other, and sound files on top of each other. As you see here, if I select the end of a clip on the timeline, then I can expand the clip or reduce the clip. The top right side of the timeline allows you to increase or reduce the size of the timeline. Now go to the top and under View, scroll down, and make sure the 15th command called snapping is turned on. As you see here, snapping provides a yellow line that can help you line up each clip to each other. Now select a clip in the timeline, and then right mouse click to show another menu. The commands in this menu that you will use the most are delete, split clip, add freeze frame, and detach audio. These controls are also at the top under modify. I am going to clean up some of this to make the next demonstration easier to see. As you see here, split clip allows you to split a clip in two. After I split the clip, I can move the clip to a new location. Or, I right mouse click and click delete. As you see here, where I place the playhead, and then click add freeze frame, will make where the playhead is located create a still image or picture. If you first click the little hand control that is in the middle of the freeze frame, and then select the little circles at the corners of the freeze frame, then you can make the freeze frame bigger or smaller. Afterward, always click the control in the middle of the freeze frame that looks like a hand. If you select the box control on the left side of the freeze frame, then you can change what part of the clip will be the freeze frame. Afterward, always click the control in the middle of the freeze frame that looks like a hand. Freeze frame in iMovie can be a pain to work with, so do not be surprised that you have to close and reopen iMovie to get iMovie to work correctly. Now, let's split another part of a clip, and then select the part of the clip we separated from the main clip. Now select detach audio. As you can see, detach audio puts the sound at the bottom on a separate line. This allows you to adjust the sound for this part of the clip without affecting the main clip. Or, you can delete the sound. Now when I click the space bar on my keyboard will play what is in the timeline. Zoom. iMovie only allows you to zoom in and then back to the original size. It does not allow you to zoom out. To use zoom, you must first separate the part of the clip you want to use zoom on from the main clip in the timeline. Thus, I used split clip to achieve this result. Now select the clip you want to use zoom, and then go to the top, and in the viewer menu bar, select the third icon called crop. Then select the middle control called crop to fill. As you see here, take one of the ends and drag it down. You might not be able to see the edge, but when the mouse cursor changes, you will know you have the edge. Now take the plus sign and move it to the middle until it lines up with both yellow lines. One yellow line will be horizontal, and the other yellow line will be vertical. Now press play on the viewer to see what it looks like. Remember, if you do not like what you did, just click reset on the right side. Transitions. Like you see here. To add a transition, I first need to trim or take off part of each clip. Next, at the top, in the browser command bar, go to the last command on the right and select Transitions. If I move the mouse over each transition will provide me with a demonstration of how the transition will work. The first transition is called cross dissolve, and it is the transition that is used the most. I will take this transition and drag and drop it between the two clips in the timeline. Now push the space bar on the keyboard to play the timeline so that you can see how it all looks. If I want to increase or reduce the cross dissolve, then like you see here, click on it and make adjustments. Now press play on the viewer to see what it looks like. To go back to the project window, go back to the browser's command bar and select the command called My Media. Images. Now I will select the event called Images. Next I will drag and drop one of the images onto the timeline. As you can see, when I press play you can see the image zoom out. This is called the Ken Burns effect. iMovie automatically or by default crop the image, and adds the Ken Burns effect. To remove the crop or the Ken Burns effect, select the image, then in the viewer menu bar, select the third control called crop. Now select the first control called fit. Fit removes the crop or the Ken Burns effect, and shows you the real size of the image. As you see here, this image is not the correct size. This is why the image does not fill the whole screen. Your picture should have the dimensions of 1920 wide by 1080 high. You can use the free application or program that comes with your computer called Preview to change the dimensions. Please see my video on Apple Preview to learn how to do this. I will put a link to the video in the description below. Now I will drag and drop an image that is the correct size. As you see here, I can increase or reduce the duration of the image. To add the Ken Burns effect, at the top click Crop, and next select Ken Burns. As you see here, you have two boxes. The first box, that has the solid white line, is where the image will start the zoom. The box that has the dashes is where the zoom will end. I will make the first box smaller and change the location of the box. This should result in a zoom out from the top right corner and end in the middle of the image. Here is another example, but this time the zoom out will start from the bottom left corner and end in the middle of the image. If you want to do a reverse Ken Burns effect, then click this icon. This will result in a zoom in. These two controls rotate the image. Remember, if you did not like what you did, then in the top right side, click the reset icon. Sound. As you can see, I have 3 audio files. If I select one of these audio files, and then go to the viewer's menu bar and select the 5th icon called volume, then I can adjust the volume of the audio file. As you can see, I can adjust the sound. If I select the auto command icon on the left, then iMovie will attempt to improve the sound and video to their best quality. Plus, it works with both the timeline and the browser. The next icon, called Mute Audio, will mute the sound, and it works with both the timeline and the browser. Now I will add some background music to the video in the timeline. As you see here, in the timeline, I have a video clip with audio, and below this clip is background music. I do not want the background music to be higher than the video sound. To achieve this, I will select the video clip, and then check the box to the right labeled lower volume of the other clips. This will lower the volume of the background music. As you see here, the background audio was reduced. Plus, as you see here, I can also lower the volume manually. If you want to fade in, fade out, reduce, or increase the volume of only part of a clip, then you can use keyframes. As you see here, hold down the Option key on the keyboard, and move the mouse to where you want to add the keyframe, and left mouse click. I will add a few keyframes to this audio clip. As you can see, when I adjust the keyframes, the volume is increased or reduced. Plus, I can also move one keyframe to a new location. If I select the space between 2 keyframes, then I can move the 2 keyframes to a new location at the same time. If I hold the Shift key on the keyboard, and select a group of keyframes, then I can move the group of keyframes to a new location. If I right mouse click on one of the keyframes, then I can delete the keyframe. Titles and backgrounds. To add a title, go to the browser menu bar and then go to the 3rd command called Titles. When I run the mouse over the title, it will show a preview of the title. You can place a title on top of a clip, between 2 clips, and at the end of a clip. You cannot stack titles on top of each other. You can only use one title at a time. The only thing you can do with a background is use it with a title or to cover a clip. You cannot change the size of the background, and you cannot change the color of the background. If you select a title on the timeline, and then in the Viewer menu bar, the text settings icon will allow you to change the font, the color, and the size of the text of the title. However, each title has its own set of controls, so some titles will have more control options. Export. Apple removed iMovie's ability to create a DVD. Thus, to make a DVD, you have to go to the Apple Store and get a DVD burner application or program. I cannot recommend any application because every time Apple does an update, some of these applications stop working correctly. Then you have to wait until the creator of the application or program makes their update. To export the movie for YouTube or to put on your website, make sure you select the timeline. iMovie provides you the ability to create a video directly from a clip in the browser. Next, go to the top and under File, scroll down to Share. Do not use the option that says for YouTube and Facebook. This option will create a low-quality video. The option you should use is File. In this window, select the resolution of 1080, quality of high or best, and a compress of better quality. If you want to see the progress, then go to the top right side and click the circle.
Please click like, leave a comment, or subscribe. Thank you.